Trisha Paytas has managed to find herself in a bit of drama lately, and we need to talk about it. It's a mess, so let's get into it. A few weeks ago, we talked about some drama that went down between Trisha and Sofia from Sofia with an F. What happened was Sofia had posted a clip from her podcast where she claimed she loves her mental illness.
I love my mental illness.
Me too. My mental illness literally makes me me.
This clip got a lot of attention over on TikTok. People were stitching it and giving their opinion on what she was saying. Trisha was one of those people, and she simply stitched it and offered a different perspective. She wanted to put a message out there that it's okay to not enjoy your mental illness and really struggle with it.
No hate to those two girls, but for those of us who don't love our mental illness, this one's for you. So I feel like it's great that mental illness is like normalized and talked about, and just like so many more people are coming forward with their mental health struggles. Like that's super, but it can be discouraging when it gets like so glamorized, or it looks like people are functioning so easy and you're not. You're like, okay, well, I have this mental illness, but I can't even get out of bed, and these people are thriving. They look great.
I personally don't think Trisha said anything bad, but Sofia did. She stitched Trisha's video and made a really mean comment about her hair.
Okay, no hate to electrocuted hair girl, but I just think it's a little bit damaging to tell people how they should or should not express their own mental illness.
Trisha then addressed what Sofia said on her podcast and explained that she was just having a down day and wanted to show people that it's okay to not be okay. When she saw Sofia's response, she felt really bad because she didn't mean for it to come across like that, and she ended up apologizing to Sofia.
So I really was gonna apologize and tell her it was not, and Sofia, if you're watching this, clip it, whatever, it was never about you. I actually love, adore you. I always talk positively about you.
Trisha said the one thing that really upset her was the comment about her hair, because when she was younger, people used to make fun of her for her natural hair.
When I tell you, my heart went to my stomach. I literally felt sick. I cried, and I never cry. I think because my hair is a trigger, and this sounds so stupid. It sounds so dumb. But when I was a kid, people made fun of my hair all the time because I just never had smooth hair.
Pretty much everyone sided with Trisha on this and said she said nothing wrong, and felt like Sofia's response was really unnecessary. Well, we finally have an ending to this story because Sofia brought up Trisha and everything that happened during her podcast last week, starting with an apology.
If you don't know what I'm referring to, and it rhymes with Trisha Paytas drama, Google it. I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to rehash the whole thing. You can always use Google as your friend. First and foremost, I would like to apologize to Trisha Paytas. What I said and what I did was a low blow, and I can fully acknowledge that, and I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. For some reason, when I watched it, it was extremely triggering. I don't know exactly why. I will up my therapy sessions to twice a week. But I am sorry.
She also went into more about what exactly she meant by saying she loves her mental illness and the work that she's done to get things under control.
Glamorizing mental illness, which is what I was accused of. I don't think there was malintent. I think Trisha was just speaking from her heart. But me saying, I love my mental illness, it's how I felt in that moment. I can always work on it. It probably will never completely eradicate. And I was having a good day. I was able to cope with my several mental illnesses on that day particularly well, thanks to years and years and years of work and therapy.
She also said she wanted to meet up with Trisha and have a conversation, but was having a pretty difficult time contacting her.
You are harder to get in touch with than the president. I have reached out on every single platform, in every single way, comment, DM, you name it. I don't know, Trish, you're not picking up.
And while I'm happy to see that she offered up an apology, I feel like the overall tone of the apology was very condescending. A lot of people in the comments were saying they hope Trisha doesn't engage and just leaves it at that and moves on. A lot of the comments Sofia made didn't sit right with people, and I can definitely see why. I also hope Trisha just leaves it there and doesn't give the situation any more attention. But the drama with Trisha doesn't stop there. Trisha was also called out last week by Charli D'Amelio. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, Trisha and the D'Amelios don't have the best history together. Back during the Frenemies days, Trisha was very vocal on TikTok, and she would speak out about hot topics and share her opinions, even if she knew they'd be controversial. At that time, Charli D'Amelio was really taking off. She had hit 100 million followers, and Trisha had an opinion on some things the D'Amelios were doing. It started when Charli Dixie, the parents, and James Charles were sitting down for a recorded dinner with a personal chef. The chef made food that the girls weren't used to, and they were visibly disgusted and making fun of the food in front of the chef, and Trisha reacted to it.
There's a chef making them food. They're being really disrespectful, just spitting out the food. And they're 19, they're young, but I do think since they are role models on such a big platform, they should be called out.
Dixie ended up making this whole video saying that her team knows that she throws up super easily, and Trisha made a video pretty much being like, you need a better team.
So this is coming as constructive criticism and not hate whatsoever. This was not an apology, girl. This was not a sincere apology. You're making excuses after excuses after excuses. And you are 19, so you're a legal adult. Charlie's a minor, so it's a little different. But she is saying in this clip that her team knows that she'll puke at anything, at the smell of anything. If that's the case, why set her up in this situation with a professional chef in a home getting a private meal cooked? Are they setting her up for a sabotage? Do they want to make her look bratty? Do they want her make hated? Was this all a PR stunt just to get more views and followers to her?
I really don't think Trisha said anything bad here. She wasn't mean, she was just being honest and trying to offer them some advice as teenagers who came into fame really quickly. To me, it sounded like Trisha was placing most of the blame on the team. If their team knew that they would have this reaction, I don't know why they thought recording it and putting it online would be a good idea. A lot of people don't like watching people be disrespectful about foods from different parts of the world, especially when it was prepared by a professional chef who was also sitting right there. It came off really bad, and Trisha was right.
Charlie saying, let's have dino nuggets instead with a renowned chef in a private setting. Suspicious. Get a new team, girl.
Well, Charli didn't think so she went off on Trisha and called her out and was really upset by the things Trisha was saying.
I'm just gonna say, Trisha Paytas, this is not... Sorry, just you have been completely rude to me multiple times, saying she doesn't have a personality, she can't dance, she's basic. You have your own problems, please stop worrying about mine. And that's all I have to say on that. Quite honestly, I just, please stop talking about me. You're not a very nice person. Sorry.
James Charles even got involved in the drama, and he also posted a video calling Trisha out. So clearly this whole situation was a mess, and it's continuing to this day. Charli went on Jay Shetty's podcast, and they talked a lot about hate that she gets and how it was coming into fame at such a young age, and she ended up kind of referring to Trisha.
I think back to those times and the grown adults that put 16-year-old me in that mindset, and I'm just like you guys have kids now, you guys are grown. And first of all, never got an apology through a direct message, never got an apology or anything besides if it was for other people or that they want something from me. And I just I wish that they could see what they did to me and how truly horrible they treated me.
And a lot of people think she was kind of referring to her drama with Trisha. Since Charli mentioned these adults now having children of their own, a lot of people think she was referring to Trisha and the videos that Trisha was making about her and her family. During last week's episode of Just Trish, Jay Shetty's podcast was brought up, and Trisha was told that Charli was most likely talking about her.
Yeah, and she said when she hit 100 million followers, that was the darkest days of her life or something.
Yeah. Wait, why? Did she explain?
She was just saying.
I saw the clip. I didn't see.
It's just awkward laughing because I think she's kind of referencing you.
No!
like subliminally, she just said like there's a lot of adults who were like really hard on me when I was 16, and now she said now they have kids, and I hope now that they see it. It was
so
a little pointed.
specific.
And Trisha said that she doesn't feel like what she said was that bad. She was more coming for Dixie and how she was acting about the food, but she still offered an apology.
I feel like it wasn't too bad on Charli. I feel like I was more on Dixie with the snail.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I was too bad because I remember being like, well, Charli's a kid. So I so apologize to Charli and Dixie. I feel bad. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Well, I do have children now, and they do change you, so thank you. I'm a changed person.
And once again, I really don't think Trisha had anything to apologize for here. Yes, of course, she could have just not said anything and kept her opinion to herself and not cause all the drama that followed. But on the other hand, Charli and Dixie and their entire family are very public figures. They put the content out there, and a lot of people had the same opinion on it. Trisha did think they were being rude and were coming across bad in that video, but she was more commenting on the team and questioning why the team would set her up like this. There's been a lot of people lately questioning who the D'Amelio's team is, especially after that popcorn campaign came out. Them dressing up like Walmart employees, scanning their popcorn, and acting like they were having the best time really didn't sit right with people. I feel like we've seen this very thing happen so many times. Public figures will dress up like the working class, pretend to work a normal job for the day for content, then go back to their mansions and think the work they did was so fun. It never sits right with people. Everyone always says how out of touch it comes across, and I'm just wondering, who is behind the scenes setting this family up and giving them this bad advice? Surely, if people had any knowledge of marketing and the response that things get, they would know this campaign wouldn't go over well. Overall, I think Trisha did a lot of apologizing for things she probably didn't have to apologize for, but I guess that's better than dragging situations out even further and creating more drama and conversation. At least an apology wraps things up, and hopefully one day Charli realizes maybe she doesn't have the best team. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.